There was a point where I realized I couldn't relax anymore. Not because I didn't have time, but because every time I tried, it felt like I was doing something wrong. I'd sit down and try to relax, but almost instantly this thought in the back of my mind came up: you should be doing something more useful right now. And the weird part is, even though I knew this didn't really make sense, it didn't change anything. Relaxing didn't feel like rest anymore, it felt like falling behind. And if you've ever been in that place, you know how frustrating that feels. Because it's not like you are doing nothing. You're actually doing things right. You are working on yourself, you stay disciplined, and you work on your future. But even though you do all those things, it doesn't feel like it. When you finally get a moment of well-deserved free time, you can't actually use it. Because instead of enjoying it, your mind instantly goes to, what should I be doing instead? You sit there, but you're not really there. A part of you is already somewhere else, thinking about work, progress, and where you should already be by now. So even things that should feel relaxing just don't anymore. Taking a break, going outside, or even spending time with your friends start to feel wrong. And slowly it starts to feel like you can't relax at all anymore. And honestly, it makes sense why you'd feel that way. Because you've learned to think that way. You've learned that your time matters. That if you really want to build something, you can't just waste it. That if you care about your future, you should use your time well. So naturally, you start looking at everything through that lens. And you start asking yourself, is this worth it? Is this useful? Is this the best use of my time right now? And at first, this mindset actually helps you. It makes you more focused, more intentional, and more disciplined. So it makes sense that many of us started believing that the more we thought like that, the better our lives would become. However, that's also where something starts to go wrong. Because if that way of thinking is only supposed to make your life better, why does it also make it harder to relax? Why does it feel like the more intentional you are with your time, the less you actually enjoy it? So the problem isn't that you're just wired to not be able to relax, it's just how you started to think about your time. At some point, you stopped seeing all those hours in your day as something you actually experience and started seeing every one of these as something you have to use. And that changes everything. Because now every minute has to justify itself. You're not just experiencing anymore. Your mind is now constantly asking, is this worth it? Is this useful? And should I be doing something else right now? And that's not even a real choice. It just happens automatically. Because your brain got used to that mode. So now, no matter if you try to relax or if you are actually productive, you're just not in the moment anymore. Now you're outside of it, watching it, judging it, and comparing it to everything else you could be doing right now. And that's why nothing feels relaxing anymore. Because resting only works when you're actually inside of your experience. But the moment you start analyzing it, you step outside of it. And now you're not relaxing anymore. You are evaluating if you should be relaxing. And that's why it feels wrong. Not because resting is a waste of time, but because your mind started treating every moment like it has to prove its value. So maybe the problem isn't that you can't relax anymore. And it's not that you just need to use your time better. Maybe the real problem is that you just stopped letting your time be what it is. Because not every moment in your life is supposed to feel meaningful. Some moments are just there to be experienced. And the moment you stop asking, is this worth it all the time, something shifts. Because now you're not trying to get something out of every minute of your day anymore. And that's also when relaxing starts to feel possible again. Not because your life suddenly changed, but because you're no longer standing outside of it and judging it. Now you're actually back inside of it, actually experiencing it. And for the first time in a while, it doesn't feel like you're wasting your time. It just feels like you're living.